Hello, I'm Dr. Russell Dawn, President of Concordia University Chicago. Thank you for tuning in to today's Cougar Athletics broadcast. We take great pride in the strength of both our athletic and academic programs, which are rooted in our steadfast commitment to Jesus Christ. Dedicated to the liberal arts as a foundation of a high-quality college degree, we believe education should form individuals for service to their neighbors. This makes Concordia Chicago an exciting and fulfilling place to study, work, learn, and grow. Learn more today by visiting cuchicago.edu. Thank you, and go Cougars!
Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome back to your Coaches Weeklies for this season of men's basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Jonathan Shear. Joining me once again today is head coach of that team, Rashawn Searles. And Coach, it has been a minute since last time you've been here.
It has been, but I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, and we're glad you're back. You guys, your team, been going through the majority of their non-conference slate. Just finished that up this last weekend with a game at Alma.
Yeah.
Maybe hasn't gone the way you want it to. Only a 1-4 record through those non-conference games, but have picked up your first win of the season. Did that on the team trip to Oregon and moving into conference play starting tonight. Looking at that non-conference slate through those 5 games, which, I mean, obviously there's a lot of things you're looking out for there as you get your first taste of game action. What are some of the things you've seen for your team that are good, some of your favorite things, and maybe even some players who have stepped up?
Yeah, I've seen flashes of a little of everything. I think, one, we have moments where we defend very well. It's weird despite the record. We're at the top of the conference in almost every defensive category. So I think we've done that very well. And we've rebounded pretty well, too. That was one thing that we really wanted to emphasize coming into the year, and we've been at the top of the conference with rebounding as well. So those things have stood out. And one thing that has surprised me is the three-point shooting has been a lot better this year. The players that have kind of stood out, obviously you had the guys that we emphasized in the first Coaches Weekly, but as of lately, I thought Tommy Zimmer's been playing very well. I thought Kenton Pryor has been playing very well. We've had some guys that, haven't really got opportunities, and, Jaden Watts came in the last game versus Alma, and, 9 minutes was our leading scorer, and so I saw some good things. I think everyone's had flashes of good moments. I haven't thought anyone has played poorly. I think, it just hasn't clicked yet. And so that's kind of where we're at. But I saw good things across the board.
Absolutely. And obviously, fresh start, 0-0 headed into conference play. Honestly, we'll just start right there. What are some things that you think your team needs to do to start clicking as you head into these games?
I just think we need to play with more ferociousness. I think we're not flying around. We're not pressuring enough. Excuse me. And I just think that, we got a couple notches that we can go up as far as the level of playing hard. I think that we haven't came out and threw the first punch. I don't think we've come out and, established the tone and the pace that we want to play at. I think we kind of go with the flow of the game, and that's not really what we want to do. And so in order to get off to a good start, I think we really have to start establishing ourselves and dictating how the game is going to be played. And, establish what our identity is going to be all around.
Absolutely. And you'll have your first chance to do that in conference play starting tonight as the Cougars take on Edgewood University at home. You'll follow that up with a trip out to Rockford to take on the Regents in your second conference game of the season. When you're starting out conference play, these first couple of games, what's your immediate goal? What do you want your team to accomplish to start the season?
I think right now, I just want to figure out how to close games. I think that's our thing right now is, one, we're still waiting for guys to step up and be comfortable in the roles that we're asking them to be. A lot of guys are coming along, but now that we're in conference play, we're looking to see, okay, who's the lineup going to be when we're trying to put teams away? Who's the lineup going to be, when it's the end of the game and we got to come down and execute a play or get a defensive stop? And so I'm hoping we can figure that out. But I just want to see the team continue to get better. with everything that we lost, and the amount of new players we have in the lineup, I knew it would, be a little rocky in the beginning. There'd be some growing pains. So I want to see us continue to get better. I think that's just ultimately the goal right now. But we got to finish games when we have teams against the ropes, and we got to be able to put teams away. And once we figure out how to do that, I think we'll be a lot better off down the stretch.
Absolutely, Coach. And just kind of looking a little big picture as we start the season tonight, looking all the way to the end of the season, what do you want your team to accomplish? What is your goal to reach in conference play this year? What's the end in sight?
I want to be a top 4 seed. I want to host a conference playoff game. And I know we have the talent and the guys to do that. I think these guys want to get better. They want to win. They want to do it the right way. And they've done everything to a degree to the liking that me and the staff have wanted. But, we want to compete, but game by game. And we understand that if we do it the right way, we continue to get better each day, stack it brick by brick, we'll have that opportunity come the end of the year.
Absolutely, Coach. And like we mentioned, we'll get the first chance to see how the Cougars will start doing that tonight right here in River Forest. Cougars taking on the Edgewood University Eagles at 7 o'clock. They'll then travel out to Rockford University to take on the Regents this Saturday. You'll be able to catch tonight's game live on the Cougar Sports Network and get caught up on anything you missed from non-conference play and everything you need to know headed into action on CUCougars.com. Coach, thank you again for joining us, and thank you for tuning in to another Coach's Weeklies for this season of Cougar men's basketball. I'm Jonathan Shear with Cougar Sports Network, and as always, roll Cougs.
Roll
On the Cougar Sports Network, joined tonight by Sam Smith as we get ready for some Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference men's basketball action right here inside Geisman Gymnasium. Concordia University Chicago hosting Edgewood University. For the first time, the Cougars are hosting Edgewood University as they formerly were Edgewood College, but we are in for a treat here tonight. One of these two teams will be walking away starting off conference play 1-0.
Yeah. First conference game of the year. You always want to win this one. Get off to the right foot. CUC has won their last 2 matchups against Edgewood, and CUC is ready to get off to a hot start. They've lost 1 game so far. Edgewood is 1-0, so both teams trying to just, get a lift off to the season.
Absolutely, and taking a look in the past, let's take a look at Concordia's last game. They went up to Michigan, they played Alma College, and it was a little bit of a different story for Concordia. They had some struggles to get some momentum going, and especially late in the game, which is usually where Concordia is their strongest, is in that late stretch.
Yeah.
And it seemed like up in Michigan over this Thanksgiving holiday break, they just couldn't find that momentum.
Yeah, just like you said, unlike the Cougs, started off, it was pretty close, but Alma went on a couple runs, and it was kind of just out of reach at that point. And uncharacteristic from the Cougs, they need to perform in the second half better than they did last game in Michigan.
Absolutely, and taking a look at Edgewood, their last 2 games have been tough. Their last 2 matchups were against nationally ranked teams, so they're coming off of, granted, 2 really hard losses, but they played 2 really, really good teams.
Yeah, Edgewood's 0-4, but I don't think that says it all. They played number 11 University of Chicago and number 17 UW Oshkosh, so really tough matchups, and they've lost every single game by double digits though, so it's not really they haven't been relatively close in these games, but first NAC game, we'll see if they can turn it around. They want to turn it around for sure. So.
Absolutely, and how they're going to turn it around are keys to the game here, Sam. So let's take a look at our first key of the game. What do you got for us?
First off for CUC, they need to get on the offensive glass. Only 10 offensive rebounds in their game last game.
Yeah.
Can't fly. That cannot fly for CUC today.
Absolutely not. And the second one that I'm gonna point out for Concordia is limiting their turnovers and taking care of the ball. The Cougars, they average 20+ turnovers per game, and when you're trying to win games, you've got to limit that, especially when the Eagles, they're only averaging about 16 per game.
Yeah, but combating that, the Cougs get a lot of steals. They average 8.8, so Edgewood needs to be on their heels, making sure that they take care of the ball today.
Absolutely, and that's one of Edgewood's keys, as you pointed out, being able to take care of the ball, be prepared for that. The Cougars, they're going to have some hot hands here. They're going to look to poke the ball.
Yeah.
They're going to look to control it wherever they can, and that's a really great key. And looking at our other key of the game for the Edgewood University Eagles, it's getting to the free throw line. These 2 teams, they're going to be physical, but Edgewood, they really just have struggled all season to get to the free throw line. They've only been to the line under 70 times in the entirety of the season, and the Cougars, they've been 70+ from the free throw line, so they're getting to the line nearly double what the Eagles are, and that's just got to be something that we see switch here today.
Yeah, it's just all about creating opportunities for Edgewood, getting those free charity stripe shots, and the Cougars have done a relatively decent job, but Edgewood just has not been good in that fact. They have not been good in that realm. So
absolutely. So now that we've talked about our keys to the game, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's talk about our players to watch, because we can't have these keys to the game if we don't have some big time players. So talk to me about the Cougs. Who are we looking for?
I'm looking at Riker Johnson. He had a career high 20 points, and he's a sneaky double contender.
Absolutely.
So be on the watch for that. He's had a couple 8+ rebound games, and like I said, the career high 20 points. Yeah. I'm looking a lot for Riker Johnson in today's game.
Absolutely, and I'm going to also take a little bit of a sneaky pick here. My player to watch, I'm going Tommy Zimmer. He's come in, he's picked up some minutes off of the bench, and today he's gonna look to kind of pick that up a little bit more. Yeah. He's not averaging the most points per game, he's not averaging the most rebounds per game, but when he comes in, he's giving the Cougars that little bit of a jolt. He's giving them some heart, some hustle, and he's really just giving them that momentum that they need to propel forward. So I think that he's also going to be a little sneaky contender there to just keep that momentum riding high.
And he's making his first ever start as for the Cougs, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so. The lineups did change right before game time, so we'll have to double check that. But take a look. Let's talk about Edgewood. Let's talk about their player to watch here.
Yeah. So Matt Kirk is their leading scorer, averaging 17 points a game. But late he got scratched from today's lineup. So one of the biggest, if not the most important thing about this game is how can Edgewood score without their leading scorer, Matt Kirk? Matt Kirk is averaging 17 points a game. Their next leading scorer is averaging under 10. So it's really going to be interesting how Edgewood can create buckets today in today's game.
Absolutely, and that's something that they've struggled a little bit all season in general, is to find somebody that can compare and match up with him. So not having him today, hopefully we're going to see some players shine. And in that, I'm looking for Logan Steffenmeyer to shine today. He's been the big man in the paint. He's been getting on the boards. He's been getting on the glass. He's been putting up some points, some average numbers there in the middle of the pack for the Edgewood Eagles. But in that, he's really doing what he needs to do. He's going to take advantage of the height that he's got inside the key, and he's really going to look to capitalize on top of the Cougars here today. But as we near just about 5 minutes until game time, we are going to cut things short and head back up to the booth as we get ready. Me and Sam will be on the broadcast with you guys all evening tonight. It's going to be a nice battle of the NAC matchup here. Someone's walking away with their first NAC win of the season. Who will it be? Right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Kayla McLeod, joined here by Sam Smith as we get ready for tip-off right here inside Geisman Gymnasium. We've got a NAC matchup for the first time this season between the Concordia Chicago Cougars and the Edgewood University Eagles. Concordia going right to left on your screen, wearing their home whites with their maroon and gold trim, and Edgewood going left to right on your screens in their road black uniforms. And CUC wins the tip right off of the jump. Tallis Lowry here for the Cougars. Looks to feed it inside to Riker Johnson. Johnson, couple dribbles, a little step back through. He gets himself blocked, but it's caught by Garrett. And up and in for two for Vic Garrett. Looking at these starters here tonight, we talked about it on the pregame show, Sam, but we're seeing a little bit of a different lineup for the first time here for Edgewood, as most notably they are missing their star player in Matt Kirk.
Yeah, Matt Kirk is really important to this team. He's averaging 17 points a game, and nobody's really even close to him in that category, so huge blow for Edgewood in today's game.
Eagles looking to answer quickly here, and we are going to see our first foul of the day. Lowry gets called for the holding foul there, and that's going to put a fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Hardiman inbounding on the far side. He inbounds to Tusana. Tusana up top to Steffensmeyer. He takes a three, in and out, no good. Williams with the rebound. Lowry coming in, looks to get it off. He's defended tightly by Eubanks. Cougars kicking the ball back out. Williams, a little bump, pull-up jumper in the paint is good. Darian Williams, he's so good from that little pull-up mid-range jumper, and it's going to be effective here for the Cougars.
Yeah, really nice shot there. Really found his spot. There's a turnover right there.
Some intense pressure from the Cougar defense, and I believe that Tusana was saying that Eubanks got bumped a little bit, and that's what caused that turnover. But nonetheless, CUC ends up with the ball. Inbounding was Williams up top to Johnson. Johnson coming in, a little turnaround once again, feeds it back out to Williams. Kicks up top to Lowry. Lowry, a little step back. He's dancing around, having some fun in the paint. Kicks it back out to Williams. A three for Williams. No good, back iron. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Cougars. And this is exactly what we were talking about, Sam. Getting on the offensive glass early in the game, and that's exactly what the Cougars are doing here.
Yeah, it's huge early.
Johnson looks to cut baseline. A little spin around high off the glass, no good. Poked around a little bit, but finally coming away with the ball is Hardiman.
Cougars really looking to attack the paint so far this game.
Tusana all the way in. Goes untouched, has it rejected by Garrett, but there to clean up the pieces is Steffensmeyer, and the Eagles are on the board.
Nice block there from Garrett, but all for none. Put back layup, good.
Zimmer up top, he looks to cut inside, guarded tightly by Stroke. Williams, little hesitation, pull up mid-range jumper. What did I say, Sam? Williams is going to be so good from that mid-range jumper here tonight. Two from that exact spot already, and here comes Tusana.
Yeah, D. Williams really just finding his spot. Nice little easy midi. Once again, like I said, Cougs attacking the basket early.
The feed inside, short corner kicked back out to Tusana. Under 10 on the shot clock. Tusana, a deep three. No good, front iron. Garrett with the rebound, battling his own teammate a little bit. Zimmer coming in quick as well, but Williams, he's going all the way. High off the glass and good. Darian Williams is having himself a game early on here. Responsible for half of the Cougars' points, and Eagles need to retaliate here. A three, no good, back iron once again from Steffensmeyer, but an offensive board, another three, no good, this time from Eubanks, but another offensive rebound. Another offensive rebound for the Eagles. Oh my goodness. Eubanks rolls his ankle a little bit, ball is loose, and ball is tied up, but Eubanks is down, slipped a little bit on that, and you could see him holding his ankle in pain. So a tie ball is going to go in favor of the Eagles.
Yeah, that didn't look too good.
Eubanks up and walking off the court on his own, which is always good to see.
Yeah, Eubanks kind of slipped there and immediately looked to grab the back of his foot.
So first subs of the day here. Greatzinger in for Eubanks now. 11 on the shot clock. Tusana guarded by Yanghua, who just recently checked in. Up top for Greitzinger, no good. Rebound into the hands of Zimmer. 8-2 as we near the 16-minute mark. Williams has that one poked around by Hardiman, but controls it nonetheless. And a travel from Yanghua.
Looked a little hesitant there. Ref tagged him for a travel. Now, the Eagles' offense, they look really, really uncomfortable out there. They've taken a lot of threes. And
that's going to bring us to our first media timeout here of the day. Media timeouts new in the NAC as it is officially ruled on this year. But while we're on this media timeout, we're going to send things down to our sideline reporter, Eric Perry. Eric, what do you got for us?
And Sam, one of the questions going into the first few minutes of this game was whether or not Edgewood was going to be able to get much done without Matt Kirk, who's their leading scorer on the season so far. And so far, they haven't been able to produce that much. And it's interesting to look at the way these two teams have started on their attack this game. Edgewood's been really playing the deep ball, but it hasn't worked for them. They're 0 for 5 from 3. Meanwhile, the Cougars are happy to just keep attacking the glass. All 8 of their points have come from inside the paint, so they're happy to just keep doing that, keep getting the offensive rebounds, and so far it's been working for them, and they're hoping that it can continue for the rest of the half. Sam and Kayla, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. As coming out of that timeout, the Cougars still on top heartily, 8-2, hoping that a little bit of this refresh helps out the Eagles a little bit. They're inbounding on the far side in their own backcourt, and the Cougars looking to keep that full court press up. Same lineups that were in prior to the timeouts. Greitzinger coming up the floor now, feeds it back over to freshly checked in, Jonah Anderson. Anderson, a little spin around, kicks it back out. A 3 there for Hardiman, no good. And that's going to send things back down in the other direction. And sub coming in for the Cougars, number 22, A.J. Willard now checking in for Zimmer.
yeah, this Eagles offense, they just look lost so far. They are 0 for 6 from 3 already, and their only bucket is coming off an offensive rebound. So if you're the Cougs, just keep on doing what you're doing on defense and just protect the glass. Get defensive boards, and you're good, because Edgewood they look really out of sync with without their star, Kirk.
Yanghua, he's got space going all the way to the hoop, up and no good, rejected by Hardiman. And we're going to see a jump ball there as Garrett able to get his hands in there and tie it up. I believe he tied it up with Avery Howden, and that's going to keep possession with the Cougars. So a really good effort there from Garrett. Williams inbounding the ball. Out to Johnson, right back to Williams. Williams from the wing, guarded tightly by Anderson. The kick out to Johnson. Feeds a moving Yanghua. Right back to Johnson. Johnson for three. No good, front iron. And into the hands of the Eagles. Eagles moving quickly down the floor. Howden has that poked away by Willard. And a little back and forth action there. Willard poked it away into the hands of Anderson. Anderson looked like he lost it for a second. Johnson was diving for it, and I believe they're going to call Riker Johnson. They are, for the foul. So great effort there from Willard, who was able to pick up the steal first.
Yeah, A.J. Willard, he loves to get dirty. He hasn't gotten the minutes that maybe he's wanted to so far this year, but when he comes in, he's just Mr. Hustle, Mr. Hart, always making a play, and he's already making his impact early in this game.
Absolutely. A.J. Willard, 3 steals on the season. And with that, I mean, you mentioned it. He's the heart. He's the hustle. He's coming in, and he's diving after those loose balls. He's poking it away. And he's doing these things that the Cougars need to be able to wear down this really intense Eagles offense, though the points haven't been coming for Edgewood. They've been doing really nice jobs as that one's rejected by Yangwa and another turnover. The feed down low to Willard is good. Bounced around for a second, but ultimately is good. And again, Sam, these are the keys that we were talking about early in the game is the Eagles needing to protect the ball. The Cougars really good at picking up steals. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to poke the ball wherever they can, and we're seeing that so far today as that one is almost lost, and the 10-second backcourt violation is going to result in another turnover.
You know, that's not a steal, but that is just as good as a steal right there if you're the Cougs. Just putting the pressure on the Eagles. The Eagles just, their only bucket was off a blocked layup, and just like I've been saying, they're just out of sync right now.
And a 10-second backcourt violation, it's one of those kind of intangible moments as a basketball player. You feel that momentum shift, that the hard work you've been putting in on the defensive end, it's doing something, and it's getting you that ball quicker. As Guthrie's shot, no good. Offensive board, no good. Has that one stripped away and winds up into the hands of Anderson. But the really intense defense from the Cougars, it's going to translate on the offensive end. As a wide open look down low from Howden. But the Eagles pull it back out, trying to slow things down a little bit. The kick out here. Bowser for three, no good, front iron. And that's going to head things back in the other direction.
Howden was wide open in the paint, but it's just that pressure that the Cougs are putting on. Like Edgewood, they're second-guessing themselves. They're not putting up the shots they want. They're not making the passes they want right now.
And you can see they're moving into the right space. Obviously, Howden had that space wide open in the paint, so they're doing these right things, but just getting a little bit too sped up in the moment of it all with how intense CUC is playing. And the Cougars are just able to capitalize a little bit more as the kick intended for Lulaudis is rejected. So 10 on the shot clock for the Cougars. Some good defense there from Edgewood. Ten on the shot clock. Guthrie gets the ball. Kicks over to Pryor. Pryor a little handoff to Lulaudis. 5 on the shot clock. Lulaudis kicks it back over to Youngwa. He's got to pull up. A mid-range jumper, no good. Back iron. Has it batted away by Lulaudis. I believe he was trying to control that one out as he had some options, but unfortunately just heading out of bounds, so that's going to send things down the other direction for Edgewood. The Eagles really needing a bucket here. Been in a scoring drought for more than 4 minutes. And they're going to get the offensive foul here called against Will Gretzinger.
Yeah, if you're CUC here, your defense is playing amazing. Now it's time to get a run. As they're up by 8, but it's time to get a run. Maybe hit a couple threes and really just kind of put this game out of reach early on here because Edgewood, they do not look in sync at all. You really want to get them down before they even get a chance to get a rhythm on offense.
Willard with the ball, kicks it up to Lulaudis. Cougars moving quickly. Lowry takes the baseline up and no good into the hands of Howden. Howden coming down, guarded by Willard. Has some space but couldn't take it as he pulled up his dribble. A good cut down low there from Steffel. 15 on the shot clock and the Eagles slow things down. Anderson, a little Euro step rejected by Willard! Into the hands of Lulaudis. Lulaudis coming down quickly. Pryor has that one poked away, and that goes into the hands of Howden. Edgewood slowing things back down again. The Eagles needing to keep things slow if they want to have any sort of control in this game, as when the Cougars speed things up, they start to play a little bit more sloppily as that bucket, that up and under from Bowser finally breaks that scoring drought for Edgewood. A much needed bucket. Baseline drive for Lowry, finds Lulaudis. A little turnaround into the paint, no good. Rebound Gretzinger. Little back and forth there as Cougars end up back with possession. And we are going to see our second media timeout of the day. These two teams really battling here. Under 12 minutes to play. While these two teams take a quick break, we're going to take one as well. Don't go anywhere, right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, 11:43 to play in the first half. CUC leading Edgewood at 10-4, and this game has been all Cougar so far, Sam.
Yeah, really, really good defense. Edgewood not in sync, been saying it all game. It's time for the Cougs to maybe go on a little bit of their own run.
CUC, despite the lead here, as that one misses from Garrett, they've been 0 for 4 from the field in their last 4 attempts. So really, they've got this 10-4 lead here, but it's been a pretty stagnant game in terms of scoring within at least the last few minutes here. And Edgewood, a deep three there from, I believe that was Bowser, no good. Garrett, he's coming down hard, he's coming down quick, guarded, but they're going to call the foul on the floor against Walter.
Yeah, I think CUC needs to maybe slow it down a tad here. Early on in the game, they were finding their spots. D. Williams with those 3 really nice buckets in the paint, and they were attacking the paint. They're still attacking the paint, but they look a little uncomfortable out there in these last couple of possessions. They haven't scored in a while either. It's a low-scoring game so far.
Very low scoring considering we're nearing the halfway through points in this first half, but Lowry, little spin move up, and that's going to be rejected by Bowser once again.
It's a really nice play from Bowser right there.
So 18 on the shot clock. Williams inbounding once again. Aaron Brown checking into the game for the first time tonight, needing some size inside the paint there. Is that one up into the hands of Brown. He feeds Garrett. Garrett, a little turnaround, high off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Tusana. Wide open space there for Bowser, but he doesn't take it. Instead, slows things down, pulls it right back out. Not quite sure if he was looking at all the space that he had, but nonetheless, here's Gretzinger, a little floater on the left hand, no good. Zimmer with the rebound. Tusana with the steal. They're going to call no shot, but they're going to get the foul.
Ill-advised pass there from Zimmer. Take a couple dribbles and wait to make the pass.
So they're going to hit Tommy Zimmer with the foul. They're going to argue that Tusana didn't have full control of the ball, which is why that foul is going to be on the ground. So that's going to be a fresh shot clock for the Eagles. We're seeing a slurry of substitutions coming in, and most notably for Edgewood, Isaiah Hughbanks back into the game. He came off earlier in the game with a little bit of a tweaked ankle, so seeing him checking back in here is really promising as he inbounds that ball high up to Stroke. Another turnover there is going to go to Concordia. It looked like Lowry was trying to feed Brown on the move, but just some hot hands from the Eagles breaking it up. And another foul here. This time they're going to get Aaron Brown on the foul. They're going to say that it was on the ground, though. So
another turnover there from Lowry, like we talked about. 20 turnovers a game that they're averaging right now, and just 2 straight ill-advised passes. Tommy Zimmer needs to just slow it down a little bit, and Lowry trying to make a hero pass, and they're just doing too much right now.
I mean, when you look at the current trends of the game, Sam, as that bucket goes in for Bowser, the Eagles 6 turnovers in the last just about 7.5 minutes. The Cougars 5 turnovers in the last 6.5 minutes. And both teams had been on a little bit of a scoring drought prior to these 2 buckets. So it's been a really, really strange game in terms of everything that we talked about on the broadcast, or on the pregame show, It's coming to fruition here. Yeah. As Tusana looks to feed it inside, and a layup there is going to be blocked and fouled as Steffensmeyer is going to find himself at the line. 2 free throws as Sebastian Hill picks up the foul, just recently checking in.
That was a nice move by Aaron Brown, but I just feel like right now the Cougs, they need to have more ball movement in these possessions. It's kind of just felt like my turn, your turn right now, just kind of isoing, like attacking the basket is good. Like they draw a lot of fouls, but it's just been isolation. They just need to spread the sugar a little bit.
Absolutely, as Steffensmeyer adds 2 free throws there. He's 8 for 8 from the charity stripe this season, so not the guy that you want to send to the line, as he's known to make it. So closing that gap a little bit, 12-8 the lead in favor of CUC. Lowry pulls it back out to Johnson. Johnson feeds it low to Aaron Brown, but before that turnover could happen, they're going to call the foul inside the paint. They're going to get Peyton Bowser with the holding foul on Aaron Brown. So the Cougars got a little bit lucky on that, as I think that pass might have been unreachable, but the foul happened before that.
Head coach Justin Meyer and the entire Eagle bench was not very pleased with that call, but you play on.
Johnson has that one tied up, but they're going to get the foul first. Riker Johnson ends up on the ground. A really physical matchup there. Isaiah Hughbanks picking up the foul. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Cougars. Lowry inbounds right back into the hands of Johnson. Nice elbow jumper there for Brown is good. Cougars keeping up with the full court pressure here. Tusana bringing the ball down the floor for the Eagles. Kick out to Stroke. He finds some space. A little up and under, trying to get one past Brown, no good. Johnson with the rebound. Riker Johnson coming down the floor fast. He's coming down hot, and he kicks it out instead. And Williams pulls for three, and he pulls a good three. And that's exactly what you were talking about, Sam, needing some more ball movement. Johnson bringing the ball inside the paint, feeds it out, one extra pass, and Sebastian Hill with the bucket and one off of that Edgewood turnover. And the Cougars, they're finding their groove here.
Yeah, D. Williams with a great start to the game. Just a couple nice mid-range shots and that huge three. But I want to talk about Aaron Brown. He's kind of had not the start that he's wanted to this season, but those last two buckets kind of settled everything down. Cougars had a little bit of a scoring drought, and then a couple nice buckets from Brown, and that's what we want to see from Brown. I mean,
we talked about it. The Cougars were in a little bit of a drought there, but in the last 41 seconds, they've gone on a 7-0 run. Make that an 8-0 run. They've gone 4 for 4 from the field. So seeing a little bit of a negative trend completely 180 and find its way into a positive trend is exactly what CUC needed. They lead 20-8 here, under 9 minutes to play in the first half, and the Eagles need to find an answer. Baseline drive here from Hardiman. Up, no good, off of the glass. Batted around a little bit, but Johnson comes away with the ball. Brown comes away with the ball. The no-look pass. Riker Johnson, jump stop, up and in for two, and that's going to be a timeout called by Justin Meyer. And that's going to be the first called timeout between these two teams, but that's going to turn it into a media timeout here as we near the 8-minute mark for these two teams, and we're going to send things down to our sideline for Eric Perry. Eric, what do you got for us?
The story of this game has been, it started off slow for both teams. Neither one could really get anything going, and then all of a sudden, it was like a flip switched for the Cougars. They've been going on a run. They had 7 points in the span of about 41 seconds, and they've just been unstoppable. It was like you guys said, they were 4 for 4. In the waning moments right before Edgewood had to call that timeout. And this game was at one point a 12-8 game. Cougars went on a 10-0 run. They just exploded. They've got all the momentum on the side, and they just keep on doing what's been working for them. They've been getting in the paint and making the big plays happen. Meanwhile, Edgewood's continued been live by the three, die by the three, and they've been dying to death by it so far. Haven't been able to get anything to go. So Cougars trying to keep the momentum rolling here into the last 8 minutes of the first half. Kaylin, Sam, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric, for that. As he mentioned it, I mean, the Cougars have just gone on an explosive run here, and a 10-0 run in the last minute, 5 for 5 in their last 5 field goals. And the Eagles, they need to do everything in their power to pick up some stop and scores here. Some fresh legs in for the Eagles. Anderson bringing the ball down the floor. Feeds it up to Gretzinger. Gretzinger looks to feed it low, instead kicks it out to Hardiman. Hardiman driving in. Through some traffic. Hardiman high off the glass, no good. Johnson with the rebound. Kenton Pryor looks to feed it in to Aaron Brown. Batted around a little bit, still gets it. And the kick out to Williams for three is good! Darion Williams with another triple and is extending that Cougar lead. Eagles starting to get a little bit frantic here as a deep three from Hardiman is good! Excuse me, I believe that was Stroke instead. AC Stroke, a much-needed 3 for the Eagles. Answers that one. 25-11 in favor of CUC. Hill with the ball, feeds it out to Pryor. Hill on the wing, he takes the screen, feeds it up top to Brown. Back to Hill, Hill a deep 3, no good, back iron. Rebound into the hands of Hardiman, batted around, Brown comes away with it. Williams feeds it inside to Johnson. Johnson through some traffic, has that one batted away by Logan Steffensmeyer. CUC attacking the Eagles on both ends of the floor.
This has been a really physical game, but Cougs are playing really physical defense without fouling. Edgewood only has 2 free throws on the game so far, and if this trend continues, I don't see Edgewood really scoring that many points this game. Only 11 points so far.
Pryor, a little turnaround here. He's guarded by Anderson. Tight defense there from Jonah Anderson. Williams, he cuts in a mid-range jumper. Back iron, but that's going to bounce up and out of play. So a dead ball here for the Eagles. That allows the CUC defense to get set in this full court press here. And this full court pressure has been a problem for Edgewood so far tonight. They've had some difficulties getting the ball over. We've already seen one backcourt violation. And the Cougars, they stay vigilant as they get the perfect trap there, but the Eagles able to get out of it. Gretzinger with the ball, guarded by Williams. Gretzinger cutting back to his left side, finds some space, kicks it back out to Strokes. Strokes 3, front iron no good. Yangwa with the rebound. Cougars moving quick. Here's Hill. Step back, mid-range jumper for Sebastian Hill, no good. Into the hands of Bowser. We've talked about how Edgewood plays better when they slow things down, but trying to move things quickly in transition, and instead, once again, pulling the ball out. Here's Anderson slowing down. The kick out to Bowser. A pull-up mid-range jumper for Bowser, no good front iron.
That was a good look from Bowser, just well short.
Williams looks to get it through, but that's going to bounce off of the leg of somebody.
That looked like a kick ball.
And instead, Anderson one-on-one with Hill. No good. Hill has the poke away, but up and in is Stroke, and they're going to get the foul. And one, AC Stroke. Looks like they're going to get Aaron Brown for the foul, and that's going to put Stroke at the free throw line. Fresh set of subs. I believe that's going to be 5 fresh legs for the Cougars, as AC Stroke now at the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 so far on the season. Let's see if he can make it 3 for 3. He does.
Another one of those layups after a miss. The Cougs want to stay this, if they want to keep this lead and maintain this lead, they need to make sure to get on the board, which they have relatively well, but
Eagles have done a nice job trying to get themselves back into this. A 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes. Lowry trying to break that here. Kicks it out to Willard. Over to Lou Loudis. Lou Loudis, head down, tries to drive through. And instead they're going to call him for the travel. Looked like he might have dragged that back leg a little bit as he was trying to get that up and in. So another turnover here for the Cougars. Full court pressure. That one's batted away and out of play. Lou Loudis with some intense defense. Shot clock initially reset, but should not have, so set back to 29. Cougars shaved 1 second off of that in that defensive set. Eagles needing to get across the floor here. Anderson is going to get called for the foul. Looks like Willard's going to pick up his first foul of the day. A.J. Willard, a very aggressive player for the Cougars, and picking up his first foul, and that's going to send Anderson to the charity stripe.
Yeah, Willard, a guy who even started a couple games last year as a freshman, averaging under 10 minutes a game this year. He plays really aggressive defense, and that can kill him, but it's also it's a strength and a negative at the same time.
Absolutely. Willard, we talked about it a little bit. He's got some of that intensity, some of that heart, and some of that hustle that he's diving after balls. He's getting in people's faces on defense, and he's always that option. But sometimes, as you were saying, it can cause some problems as he tends to be a little bit foul heavy. I believe he leads the Cougars in fouls so far this season. So a little bit of his kryptonite there as the and one. Good for Lowry. CUC breaking that little bit of a run for the Eagles. And they go up 27-16 with under 5 to play.
Nice drive by Lowry right there, taking the contact and putting it up with the right hand. And one. Let's see if he can complete the 3-point play right here.
Lowry leads this team in free throw percentage on the season. He is now 14 for 17 from the charity stripe, so just above 80% he is, which is a very good spot to be in. And this defense from the Cougars is being very problematic for the Eagles as Anderson finally able to get across half court. Anderson here takes the screen from Walter, kicks it back out. Howden thought about pulling and sends it back out. Anderson back out to Howden. Howden for three. No good. Back iron. Willard almost with the rebound. Bounced around. Walter tried to throw it off of Willard, but the Cougars coming away with it. Vic Garrett, nothing's going to stop that man as they're going to call the block on Howden and Vic Garrett. A monster that should not be messed with.
You want to talk about pedal to the metal right there. It looked like he kind of shoved him down, but not in the area, I guess, but
I believe
aggressive.
that's exactly what head coach of the Eagles, Justin Meyer, was talking to the officials about, looking for that push off a little bit. Vic Garrett misses the free throw, but you could tell from the moment that Vic Garrett got that ball with some space that nothing was going to stop him from getting to the basket. And the attempt from Howden was good, but that pass is going to be picked off by Guthrie, and Vic Garrett once again up, no good this time. But the Cougars end up with the ball once again. Lowry up and off the glass, no good.
I think Garrett was a little surprised on that layup. Looked like Bowser kind of pulled the chair on him there, and I think he had more room than he intended, and he just missed the layup, put too much on it.
Once again, that ball's poked away. Lou Loudis now, he's trying to take it in, and he's going to take it all the way to the hoop for two. Sam, I hate to say it, that was one of our keys to the game for the Eagles, protecting the ball. That the Cougars, they were going to have some hot hands tonight. They were going to look to poke that ball away. They were going to look to intercept passes, and that's exactly what they're doing here so far tonight.
Yeah, deflection after deflection.
A big-time, much-needed three from Caleb Walter breaks the 7-0 run for the Cougars.
Yeah, if you're CUC, you'll live with that. Edgewood not shooting well from the three today.
Some space there for Guthrie. Collapsed in. Shot no good. Rebound into the hands of the Eagles. Tight defense from CUC. Has some options. Gretzinger gets it up. Gretzinger feeds it inside to Howden. Howden up for two. And Coach Rashawn Searles is going to call his first timeout of the game. And that's going to turn to a media timeout, our last media timeout of the half. So while these two teams take a quick break, we're going to take one as well right here on the Cougar Sports Network. 2:51 on the clock here in the first half. Concordia leading Edgewood 32-21. The Eagles, they have found their way back in this game after a pesty defense and offense from the Cougars have really shut them down early on, but CUC looking to hold on to this lead that they've got so far. Lou Loudis on the wing, and they're going to call the offensive foul. Vic Garrett gets called, and Hunter Hardiman drawing that foul. Tusana inbounds the ball. Still the full court pressure from the Cougars. Hugh Banks able to get through, but now he's caught in a trap. Tusana looks to feed down low. Hardiman up and in! Count the and one, Hunter Hardiman. It looks like the Eagles are starting to get a little bit more comfortable with this full court pressure from the Cougars. They're knowing where to draw the traps and where to have that man on the backside move into space, and now they're looking for it. We talked about it a little bit as we saw, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, I believe it was Bowser or maybe Hugh Banks early in the game that had that wide open space inside the paint, and the Eagles just couldn't capitalize on it, and now they're learning from it.
Yeah, they really look like that was a really very nicely executed press break right there for the three-point opportunity. And Garrett, very aggressive Vic Garrett. This is the righty hook.
Eagles coming down now. Tusana tripped up. That one's going to be poked away by Johnson. Johnson, 2-on-2. He takes it himself. High off the glass, no good. Pressure from Steffensmeyer. And the Eagles come away with it. It looks like maybe Steffensmeyer got a piece of it. Maybe the
I don't know how that did not go in.
Yangwa with the steal. He's got some space. He's going up. Rejected by Steffensmeyer, but they're going to get him for the foul.
That was looked like Yangwa was trying to poster him.
I do believe so as well.
There was some contact there, but that looked all ball to me from Steffensmeyer, but maybe physical, too physical, body on body, but that looked pretty clean to me, but foul's called.
Yangwa now shooting free throws. Eagles have been on a 7-0 run in the last minute and a half. Really kind of turned a corner here. CUC struggling to pick up some points as Yangwa misses his first free throw. Really needing to kind of put some free throws here and just help secure a little bit more of that comfortability as we head into the final 2 minutes of this half.
If you're CUC right now, you're up 9. You really want to get back up to double digits before halftime. And if you're Edgewood, you want to cut it to maybe with an 8. And then you feel really good going into the half. After this entire half, you haven't really been doing much, but
Hardiman, through some contact, finds his way into the corner, kicks out to to Stroke. Kick up top. Here's Tusana. Rejects the screen, instead pulls the ball back out. 15 on the shot clock. Now he takes the screen. Kicks it into the corner. Hardiman fakes the three, instead finds his way into the paint, has that stripped away by Williams. Yangwa looking for it once again. Up, no good. Batted around into the hands of Guthrie. Guthrie's shot blocked, stripped, and hit all in one. I believe Hardiman picks up the foul that's going to send Matthew Guthrie to the free throw line.
Really nice steal there from Williams. He's leading the team in blocks and steals.
Guthrie's first free throw is good.
Kind of seeing it all from Williams today, from the outside, from the inside. Nice defensive play there. He's just there. He's their do-it-all for the Cougs. He does everything out there.
34-23, minute 16 to play here in the first half. Guthrie's second free throw is good. Tusana inbounding the ball here. Handoff to Gretzinger. The cut to the corner. Hardiman thought about the three instead, pulls up, has that one rejected by Guthrie. And Hardiman gets his own rebound and is fouled on the second attempt. I think that's the second or third time in the last minute that Hunter Hardiman has been wide open in the corner, and then instead of taking the three, fakes it, comes into the lane and is rejected by the Cougars.
Yeah, the Eagles are not feeling confident from the three, just shooting just 17% from three this half. Looking to attack, and that's, I wouldn't say working, but working much better than the three this game. And like we said in the pregame show, they do not get to the line that much, but they've been more aggressive and they've been getting rewarded.
Second free throw is good. Under a minute to play here. Lowry bringing the ball down the floor. The cut inside, up and in, Matthew Guthrie, and one! A big-time bucket for the Cougars. Matthew Guthrie finding himself back at the charity stripe with under a minute to play. Guthrie's free throw, no good. Rebound goes to Steffensmeyer. Gretzinger into the corner. Tusana is trapped. A step-back baseball throw into the hands of Hardiman. A great athletic play from Trent Tusana. Winding down the shot clock here. 12 to go. Tusana, hesitation. Feeds it up to Hardiman into the paint. A little turnaround jumper, no good. And Williams is going to let that one go out of play with 3 on the shot clock. And CUC has the ball for the final possession here of the half.
I mean, that's the look you want if you're Hardiman. Just short again. Really nice play there.
Just needs a little more juice on there. 10 on the clock. Here's Lowry over to Willard. Willard with the ball. Finds a moving Williams. Williams into the paint. Looks to feed Guthrie. Gets out of control. A little bit up and under. Stuffed by Steffensmeyer. And the Eagles able to collect it and stop the Cougars from scoring as we head into the halftime break. CUC leading 37-24. And the Cougars have had all the momentum here in the first half, but these two teams taking a quick 15-minute break. We're going to take one as well. Don't go anywhere, right here on the Cougar Sports Network.
welcome back to Cougar Sports Network. As I'm Sam Smith, joined here by sideline reporter Eric Perry, where the Cougs are up double digits at halftime. Eric, what did you see there in the first half?
I mean, really, it was a sloppy first 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, the Cougars woke up, and they started going on a run. They turned on the Jets, and they've been killing Edgewood when it comes to points in the paint and fast break. Edgewood has no fast break points to the Cougars 8, and the Cougars have doubled them up on points in the paint, 22-10.
Yeah, and like me and Kayla were talking about pregame, Cougars have been having a lot of turnover, had a turnover problem this year, averaging 20 on the year. And they have 9 in the first half, which is not great, but Edgewood has 13 turnovers of their own. Cougars have really been putting the pressure on Edgewood today.
Yeah, like you said, Edgewood has 13 turnovers. Cougars have been playing a full court press for most of the game, and that's really given Edgewood problems. Like we saw, there was at one point they had a 10-second violation because they couldn't even get the ball to half court. So the Cougars defense has done a really good job of just pressing Edgewood and making it hard for them to get shots.
Yeah, and that 10-second violation, you know that's a booster for the bench there. But Eric, talk to me about Darion Williams and the performance he's been putting up in this first half.
I mean, he's been phenomenal. He's got 12 points for the Cougs, most out of anyone on either team. A third of their total points. He's 5 for 7 from shooting. He's just been pretty much unstoppable here in the first half.
Yeah, he's been finding his spots. He's been shooting from the three. Everything's been going down. He's not chucking up shots. 5 for 7, like you said, really efficient play here from Williams. Love how he's playing in the first half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's taking the good shots. He's not just taking really bad ones that are forced.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for you today. Stay tuned for the second half, and Cougars up double digits going in the second half.
Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, some second half action. CUC leading Edgewood 37-24. And the Cougars, it's been the story of CUC, I should say, as most of this game has been in front from CUC, and it's just been a lot of momentum. Edgewood is starting with the ball, looking to get some things going quickly. First shot, no good from Eubanks, and the Cougars with the rebound. A little miscommunication there from the Cougars, but recovered nonetheless. Same starters on both sides of the floor. Williams with the ball on the wing. Looks to drive baseline, a little pull-up, mid-range jumper, no good. Tusana with the rebound. Tusana feeds Hardiman up and good for two. And the Eagles strike first in the second half.
Really smooth reverse layup there from Hardiman. You would assume this is what Edgewood wants, playing the paint. That, like I said, they've been struggling from the three-point area. It was a really nice, comforting start if you're an Eagles fan.
A three for Johnson, no good, back iron, batted around. Ends up into the hands of Tusana, but a really, really hard collision. Williams is on the floor. We've talked about this, Sam. It's been a physical game so far. We've seen a lot of players get on the floor after a ball. We've seen a lot of players just getting really aggressive, and none of it has been any malicious intent. It's just been a hard-fought game.
Yeah, and it looks like Williams is holding his right shoulder, and we hope he's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like in that situation specifically, it looks like the collision for the rebound, it looked like one of the Edgewood players had just gone full body weight into Williams' shoulder, so hopefully able to receive some treatment and see him back out on the floor quickly. But 18:57, to play here in the second half, and checking in place of Williams is Sebastian Hill. CUC on top, 37-26. Tusana bringing the ball down the floor for the Eagles. Rejected by Lowry. And that's going to stay with the Eagles, but 11 on the shot clock. Hardiman inbounding to Tusana. Shot clock officially under 10. Tusana taking it all the way in, up and no good, but he's going to be fouled on the way there. Find his way in for 2 free throws.
Another clean drive there from Edgewood. Tusana to the line. Lowry kind of got beat and had to foul him at the end and make him earn them at the stripe.
Tusana's first free throws of the night. First one is up and good. Brings this game within 10 for the Eagles. Looking to break it down to single digits here. And he does. 37-28 in favor of the Cougars now. Lowry with the ball. Kicks out to Hill. Hill looks for the backdoor cut. Zimmer up and no good. In and out. Oh my goodness, Tommy Zimmer. But he gets the offensive board and put back. Tommy Zimmer just looking to pad the stats a little there.
Yeah, beautiful cut there, but I guess he wanted another offensive rebound to his day. So.
And now Zimmer's going to pick up the foul. Looking to intercept that pass that was intended for Stroke, and instead picks up the foul instead. .22 on the shot clock. Tusana takes the screen both ways from Steffensmeyer, and another turnover. Here's Zimmer now. The kick up to Johnson. Johnson looking to take it all the way, and he's going to be fouled by Hardiman.
Yeah, CUC once again in the passing lanes, just kind of all over the place.
Zimmer inbounding on the baseline.
Looks like Edgewood's been able to get more into their sets this half, but just a couple of pokeaways, get them out of rhythm.
Vic Garrett with a notable size difference there, able to just completely control that possession. Eubanks did his his best on guarding him, but Garrett able to collect the points anyway, and now a three for Stroke, up and good. AC Stroke picking up a triple to keep this within 10. Lowry with a floater is good. Something we haven't really seen out of Tallis Lowry today is that floater game, but that's been something that's been very effective for him. Lowry, a sophomore on this CUC squad, but we saw him even starting games last season for the Cougars, and that, mid-range floater really is his bread and butter, and so seeing him able to find that rhythm once again here tonight, it's been nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. That was a really nice strong drive to the basket. He's had a couple of those and haven't been able to go the way that he wanted to, but really nice floater, really nice touch there.
So Hugh Banks, three, no good. The rebound goes to Steffensmeyer, but coming back down, Steffensmeyer, unfortunately stepping on the baseline. So that ball is going to go right into the hands of the Cougars. Zimmer up top, looks to cut inside, sends it back out to Lowry. 12 on the shot clock. Lowry kicks back out to Willard. Willard driving in with plenty of space, up and in. A.J. Willard for two. Full court pressure here from the Cougars once again. Tusana looking to feed into the corner. He does. And Gretzinger tried to give a nice little dump over to Stroke, but instead turns the ball over. Cougars have numbers. And Riker Johnson has that one poked away.
Johnson had Willard in the corner. He just didn't see him.
And we are going to see some substitutions coming in, but with that dead ball, it does bring our first immediate timeout of the half. And so with that timeout, we're going to send things down to the floor to Eric Perry. Eric, what do you got for us?
Pam, one of the questions here in the start of the second half has been Darren Williams. He went down about a minute into this half with an injury and hasn't come back in since. But in his absence, the Cougar defense has continued to dominate. They haven't switched from their strategy, which is to just run directly at the Edgewood defense and make the Edgewood defense have to stop them. And so far, it's worked. They've improved on from where their lead was at halftime, and Edgewood hasn't really had an answer. Edgewood's offense started the half off good. They got the Cougar lead into single digits, but then the Cougar offense has just kicked it up into another notch, and it's shown that when they're really clicking, it's really hard for teams to run with them, and Edgewater hasn't been able to do it successfully. So Cougars going to try to keep just running them into the ground and hopefully run to victory. Kayla and Sam, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. And you are absolutely right down there, Eric, that the Cougars are just trying to run the Eagles to the ground here. And doing a pretty solid job, 4-4 from the field as of recently, and really just looking to stay aggressive on both ends of the floor. Zimmer will be inbounding the ball for the Cougars. Up for Johnson. Johnson collects it into the paint. Is Aaron Brown double teamed? Brown up and no good. Mid-range for Gretzinger is good for two. And the Eagles picking up some full court pressure here, putting some pressure on Lowry. Lowry gets past with ease. It does not matter. Will Gretzinger for three. Finds an answer rather quickly. Little back step through into the paint. Up, off back iron, no good. Walter with the rebound, but Willard refusing to back away. Anderson coming down the floor. Takes the screen, kicks back out to Howden. Howden up and finger rolls it in for two. Johnson coming on the floor, looks to take it all the way. A little back and forth effort there, no good. Rejected off the side of the hoop into the hands of Howden. And the Eagles, a risky pass there from Anderson, but results in them having some motion, and I believe they're going to get A.J. Willard for the foul. A little bit of an off-balance Yep, they are going to get Willard for the foul. A little bit of an off-balance jump there. Looked like Willard was trying to stay in front, maybe jump that pass a little bit, but instead picks up the foul. But that's going to see some fresh subs in for CUC. 4 of 5 making a change.
Yeah, Willard went for that ball, really aggressive play, and as soon as you don't get it, you're behind on the play, and that led to the foul, and that's the cons to being aggressive.
As the backdoor cut there for Bowser is good for 2. Williams back into the game. Very exciting to see him as he came off with a slight injury. Eric mentioned it during the media timeout that we still hadn't seen any signs of him, but he's back out on the floor now. But here's Kenton Pryor. Pryor up and no good. Rebound goes into the hands of Walter. Full court pressure here. Anderson bringing the ball down the floor for the Eagles. Anderson kicks it back out to Bowser. Bowser for 3, no good. Right into the hands of Pryor. Cougars moving quick. Here's Lou Loudis. Lou Loudis kicks it up top to Williams. Williams slows things down a little bit. Youngwa now, little backdoor cut. Loses the ball a little bit off the glass, no good. Rebound goes into the hands of Walter. That was a really nice cut and creation of space from Honore Youngwa, just couldn't finish. Walter thought about a 3, instead kicks back out. Anderson thought about the 3, instead kicks back out. Little pump fake there from Howden. 12 on the shot clock. Jonah Anderson with the ball. And they are going to get Honore Youngwa with the foul. And that's just unfortunate. They were down to 9 on the shot clock, and that puts a fresh 20 up for the Eagles, forcing the Cougars to play defense for even longer. Anderson with the ball on the wing. Cuts towards the middle. Feeds it back out, and that's going to be a turnover. It looked like he was trying to feed it to Gretzinger, but on the cut, Walter got his hands on it and changed that direction for the turnover.
Yeah, right when Edgewood kind of looked like they were getting into a little bit of an offensive rhythm. Lousy pass after the break where that foul late in the shot clock. That's just not what you want to see. Had a chance to even cut it within 4. Now the Cougs get the ball back with a chance to bring it back up to double digits.
Pryor on the wing. Feeds Brown, short corner. Brown, short corner, pull up. No good, right into the hands of Gretzinger. Gretzinger bringing the ball down the floor now. Anderson with the ball, slowing things down. 20 on the shot clock. Anderson cuts back out. Bowser taking it in through the contact. No good, but that is going to put him at the line for 2. The Eagles, a 7-0 run in the last 3 minutes. Looking to capitalize on it. Aaron Brown still walking all the way to the bench, holding his hands up, signaling that he did not move, but that is going to bring us to another media timeout. This time, Sam, let's stay here. Let's talk about some of these stats a little bit. As I mentioned already, the Eagles, a 7-0 run in the last 3 minutes. They've really started to turn this corner. They've brought this within 7 points here so far today. And the Cougars, they're really struggling. Aaron Brown just picked up his 4th foul. And as a strong man in the paint, it's something that we talked about, giving those things up.
Just a rough couple possessions there from Aaron Brown. He had that kind of ill-advised mid-range shot that he was way long on. Then he had that foul, and he was not very pleased with that. And it feels like ever since Lowry had that really nice layup, they haven't done anything since then. And that 7-0 run, that's been killing them. It was 47-33. They're up 14. You're feeling really good. And now Edgewood, they have the ball, and they're only down by 7. And if the Cougs can't get anything going on offense, Edgewood looks a little bit better on offense right now. A little bit more in rhythm, like I've been saying, and get a couple free throws here, and yeah.
And looking at some of these stats here, interesting to note, something that you don't always see is on the floor for both teams, out of everybody that's played, only 1 player for Concordia has not scored today, and only 1 player from Edgewood has not scored today. That means that we're seeing a lot of that wealth being shared. We're seeing a lot of players stepping up where need be. You know, Edgewood obviously playing down one of their best players here today, and we talked on the pregame show, who's going to step up? Who's really going to show up and show out and keep the Eagles into this game? And they've shared the wealth around the entire team, that it hasn't come down to one person. It's come down to a collective team effort.
And you can guess that was the plan going into the game from Coach Justin Meyer. Kind of just, like you said, spread the wealth a little bit, get everybody involved.
And something else to note that, you know, we talked in the pregame show that the Eagles, they were going to need to find their way to the free throw line a lot more, and they're actually double what the Cougars have been so far today. As a turnover there for CUC is going to hand things right back over to the Eagles, but 10 free throws, shooting 10 for 12 the Eagles are, compared to the Cougars 5 for 8. So they've done that job, and now they're finding new ways to stay in this.
This is a really big possession here. You're down up by 5, and you can cut it to within one possession if you're Edgewood.
Walter thought about taking the three, instead takes it all the way in, has it rejected. Anderson with the ball. Pulls a deep three, Gretzinger does. Batted around into the hands of the Eagles. Another three attempt, no good. Batted around once again, this time into the hands of the Cougars. Oh my goodness. Lou Loudis coming down quick. And that one's going to bounce away from Lou Loudis off the hands of Bowser.
Lou Loudis is lucky that it is still the Cougars' ball, because that is not, you need to slow it down there. He did not have numbers. It looked like he was going 1-on-3. You really need to slow it down there. Just get back into your offense.
23 on the shot clock for the Cougars. Lowry inbounding the ball, feeds it up to Guthrie. Over to Hill. Feeds it down low. Vic Garrett has an opportunity, up and in for 2. A little backward scoop for Vic Garrett. Bowser has that one poked away by Lowry, but Eagles, they're going to keep the ball on the baseline, but they shaved 5 seconds off of the clock. They've only got 5 seconds to get that ball ahead, and that's going to force Coach Justin Meyer to take a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Meyer, and you've got 5 seconds to get the ball across the floor. You've got a very, very pesky CUC defense that has been a problem all night. What's the game plan here if you're the Eagles?
Yeah, just keep it going on the offensive side with attacking the paint, and continue playing the tough defense that they've been playing, and they've been able to beat the press, and the Cougars haven't been playing that. They haven't been as aggressive on defense, and they haven't been getting those turnovers that they've wanted, that they've got in the first half so far.
The Eagles with limited amount of time to get the ball across the floor. Looks like they're going to have to move quickly and not get caught the way that they have so far today. We've seen them get comfortable in getting trapped and looking for those release options, but with only 5 seconds to go, avoiding that trap and not looking for that release, instead moving quickly is going to be the best bet. As there's the trap and the quick release, only 3 seconds to get across the floor. Anderson, and he does very narrowly. Anderson takes it all the way up, no good. Garrett gets the rebound, has it poked away. Loose ball on the floor, and Anderson pulls it away for the Eagles. A little turnaround. Jonah Anderson off straight backboard, and that's going to be a turnover there. We're going to see a flood of subs coming in for the Eagles. Looks like a fresh 5 coming out, and a handful for CUC as well. (49-42) in favor of CUC. Tallis Lowry coming down the floor here. Kicks up to Willard. High post look for Johnson. Feeds it right into the hands of Steffensmeyer.
Yeah, Garrett was there, and Johnson saw it, but it was too late. Not a great pass there.
Stroke guarded tightly by Williams. Williams almost poked away for the steal. Able to keep with it. Little handoff here to Tusana. Tusana kicks it in. Has that one broken up by Willard. Under 10 on the shot clock. Tusana up top. He takes the screen. A step back 3. No good. Garrett with the rebound. Cougs coming down quickly. Kick out to Lowry. Up top for Johnson. Johnson takes the screen, feeds it right back to Lowry. No look pass to Willard in the corner. Willard coming in. Cuts inside, turnaround, mid-range jumper. Good for A.J. Willard.
The Cougs need to get back to that mid-range game, just finding a spot like what Williams was doing early on in the game. That was a really nice bucket there from Willard as well.
Tusana kicks it out, has some space. Hardiman left open for three. Another shot fake up and good for two. Hunter Hardiman, we've seen him do that a few times tonight. A couple times he's been rejected, a couple times he's made it. So working in favor there for the senior. But Willard, another mid-range step through, no good. Rebound goes right into the hands of Steffensmeyer. Some tight defense once again. Stroke looking to draw some contact there. Eagles finally slow things down and control the pace here. Tusana taking his time to direct traffic. Kicks it out to Hughbanks. Hughbanks over to Hardiman. Hardiman thought about a three. Instead takes his space inside. Looks to kick it back out. Has it rejected. Batted around a little bit. Here's Stroke for three. No good. Lowry with the rebound. Riker Johnson with some space. Feeds it over to Vic Garrett. Has that one stripped away by Trent Tusana. And that's going to head down for the Eagles' possession.
Yeah, that classic strip hits off the knee of Garrett. Really nice defensive play there from Edgewood.
Not too often you see Vic Garrett get blocked there, but the strip just takes that opportunity away.
And it was a really nice play there from Johnson, drawing a couple defenders and finding Garrett, but really nice recovery.
Hot hands from Williams, pokes that ball away once again. Eagles still on the baseline, 3 seconds shaved off the shot clock. Tusana feeds it to Hardiman. Back to Tusana. Tusana looking to move quickly, feeds it up to Hardiman. Able to get the release that they need. Hunter Hardiman over to Steffensmeyer, takes it all the way in, looks to get the dunk, but instead absolutely hammered by Vic Garrett. Scary play, but Steffensmeyer able to catch himself before hitting the floor. CUC dance athletes able to get out of the way as well, as I believe we might see our first official review of the day. We do. I think that these officials are going to be checking for any flagrant fouls on some of those things that the officials, another new ruling here this year, in the NAC, the two teams can challenge calls, they can appeal calls on a video review. The NAC implemented this for all teams available to use it this season, but it is optional this season for the NAC. So it's something that we could probably see get regulated as we move forward, but this year it's optional. CUC has opted into using video replay this year, and that's what the officials are looking at. They're able to look at that video review and determine whether that was a flagrant or a non-flagrant call. After reviewing the video, they are conferring. So we are checking. We will see what the ruling is. And they are going to call that a flagrant foul, so that will be a free throw here for Steffensmeyer. So 2 shots here for Steffensmeyer on the flagrant 1 call against Vic Garrett. Second free throw here for Steffensmeyer. He's good. And, you know, Sam, the video replay, especially at this level, there's a lot of opinions on it. There's good things, there's bad things, there's things that, you know, it can change the pace of a game. But something like that, I think it is the right call to be able to look. If the officials know that they're not in the correct position, but they have the option to go back and look and see if that's the right call, I think that is the right thing to do.
And Steffensmeyer went down really hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Probably the right call.
8 to go here in the game. The Eagles have the ball. Trent Tusana now. Tusana has some space, cutting inside, a little up and in. Trent Tusana for 2.
Yeah, that's a really nice look and a really nice finish from Tusana. That's what you want if you're Edgewood, just attacking the paint again. Struggle from the 3 today. Really nice layup there.
And a timeout here for Coach Rashawn Searles. So the Coach Searles is going to take a 30-second timeout that is now going to turn into a media timeout. So as we take this media timeout, we're going to send things down to Eric Perry. Eric, what do you got for us?
Sam, in the last few minutes, the big story has been the fact that the Edgewood defense has really gotten going. They've been able to stop Concordia, which is something that we haven't seen them do since the very early moments of this game. Once we hit the 10-minute mark or so of the first half, the Concordia offense was firing on all cylinders, boom, 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 getting all the shots up and just running all over Edgewood. But in the last 7 to 8 minutes, the Edgewood defense has really solidified themselves and made them a presence, and they've been able to shut Concordia down so that the Edgewood offense, while not pretty at times, has been able to make this a 4-point game and making things interesting here in the last 7.5 minutes of this game. Kayla and Sam, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. Yes, absolutely. The Eagles have not made this an easy contest for the Cougars. CUC has been leading, but it has not always been comfortable, and right now is one of those times that it is not very comfortable for CUC. We have 7:35 to play here in the game. CUC on top 51-47. The Eagles starting to get hot. Lou Loudis on the wing. Pulls up for three. No good. Back iron. Rebound into the hands of Steffensmeyer. A really big stop for Edgewood.
Yeah, that's, if you're Edgewood, you're okay with Loudis shooting a pull-up three on that possession. You can live with that all day.
Steffensmeyer over to Hardiman. Hardiman pulls it back out over to Steffensmeyer. Corner look for Stroke. Stroke takes it baseline and is going to draw the foul on Williams. They are, in fact, going to call that a flop on Williams. These fouls looking a little bit hardy here. And that's going to bring a media timeout now. So these two teams, it's getting aggressive, it's getting hard in here. Sam, while these two teams take a quick break, we're going to take one as well. Don't go anywhere on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a 1-and-1 here for AC Stroke. Thought initially that it was a flop call against Williams, but instead just a regular foul and resulting in the 1-and-1. Stroke's free throw, no good. Brown with the rebound. Williams with the ball, looks to feed it over to Zimmer or Johnson, not sure who.
Yeah, it looked like it was to Johnson. He just wasn't looking.
Williams under 10 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Lowry. Lowry right back to Williams. Williams into the paint. A little pull-up mid-range is good.
Wow, Darian Williams really just bailed them out in that possession. They had just miscommunication all over the board. Really, really nice floater there from Williams. Kind of saved that possession.
Tucson able to turn the corner here. Stroke for three. No good. Front iron. Lowry with the rebound. Eagles needing another stop here. Williams instead pulls for three. No good. Back iron. Rebound into the hands of Steffensmeyer.
I like that a lot from Lowry, though. He saw they didn't have numbers, slowed it down. You got a good, that's the look you want from Williams. Williams shooting an open three from the top of the key. That's the look you want.
Absolutely.
Just didn't fall.
Steffensmeyer hands it off to Hardiman. Hardiman back over to Stroke. Susana now Finding some space inside, looks to get through, up and in. Oh my goodness, Trent Tusana, how is he doing this?
Tusana has had some really, really tough layups.
Through traffic, through contact, Trent Tusana able to find his way to the baskets. Lowry, handoff over to Williams. Williams looking to turn the corner there, rejected by Eubanks. A little mid-range pull-up for Williams, no good. Might be the first time we've seen him miss that tonight. Eagles with the rebound. 53-49, CUC leads with just about 5 minutes to play here inside Geisman. If you're just now joining us, you're missing out on a back-and-forth battle as the three from Eubanks in and out. Johnson making his way nearly all the way to the rim. Kicks it back out to Williams. Lowry, lots of space, a little cutback. Pull-up mid-range jumper, no good for Lowry. Tips that right into the hands of Johnson. Johnson's no good. And they're going to send that the opposite direction for the Eagles. A flurry of substitutions coming in. Looks like a 5-in, 5-out situation for the Eagles. And a handful of subs for CUC.
It's been a struggle today from Riker Johnson. Just 1 for 8 from the field. He's just trying to find his spot, and he just cannot. You see him try to go there in the post, make a spin move, and he was just completely blocked off and couldn't make a play. He got the nice offensive board and missed that too. But lots of substitutions here for the Cougs.
CUC 0 for 4 from their last field goal attempts. Surpassing 2 minutes without a point. As the trap here, Anderson. But it does look like they're going to get the timeout. Head coach of the Eagles, Justin Meyer, with a smart timeout to prevent that turnover there. So Eagles able to secure possession. The shot clock is at 18. It's going to be a 30-second timeout call for the Eagles. And this game really coming down to the wire. 4:21 to play. And this gap that the Cougars once had by a comfortable double digits has still slowly been dwindling.
And suddenly, 4 minutes and 21 seconds left. Does not feel like there's that much time left in this game, but string of a couple bad possessions there from CUC, and
so 18 on the shot clock. Bowser inbounding on the far side. Yangwa putting some pressure on.
it kind of felt like it really snuck up on us here. Just 73 seconds left to go. Cougars up by 3, and very interesting lineup there at the end. There was only 2 starters in, and it looks like Talis Lowry's going to sub in here as well. So, yeah, coming down to the wire here for the Cougs. This has been an exciting one. The Cougs have been in control the entire time, and Edgewood just chipping away, and this is a big possession here. You could get down by 1 or possibly even tie it. Only 8 seconds left on the shot clock, and biggest possession of the game here for the Eagles.
Eight on the shot clock here, 1:13 to go. Big possession for the Eagles. Gretzinger with the ball. Looked for the step back and said, hands it off. Oh my goodness, CUC defense.
Yeah, it really didn't seem like the Eagles knew how much time was left on the shot clock there. And just a really, really nice defensive possession. It's huge. It's huge for the Cougs.
They're going to put 1:05 back on the clock. A 1-possession game here for CUC. The Eagles need a stop. CUC. Williams coming down the floor. Lowry, hands off to Williams. Over to Willard. Brown over to Johnson, 7 on the shot clock. Johnson feeds it into Brown. Brown, a big time opportunity, and he's gonna be fouled.
That's a big time possession there. Milking 27 seconds off the clock, and if you're Aaron Brown, you're just thinking, just make one right here, just one. Make it 4 points, and it would be great if you get 2 here, but just make it 4, and that's going to cause all sorts of problems for the Eagles.
Aaron Brown shooting 67% from the charity stripe this season. First free throw is up and good. Geisman went silent. 37.8 seconds remaining in this game. CUC now up 58-54. Brown has the potential to put this game out of reach. Second free throw up and in. This makes it a 2-possession game here for the Eagles. Needing to score quickly. Tusana, a little hesitation, stutter step, the kick out. Taking it all the way to the hoop, no good. And they're gonna call Aaron Brown for the block. That's gonna be his 5th foul, and that is going to put Logan Steffensmeyer at the line for 2. Steffensmeyer now at the free throw line, trying to keep this within reach. He's 3 for 4 tonight. Coming into tonight, he was shooting 100%. Arguably the biggest free throws of the game. First one is in.
This is the guy who you want at the stripe if you're the Eagles right now. 4 for 5 on the day, trying to make it 5 for 6. Biggest free throws of the game.
Second free throw up and in. And we're going to see a 30-second timeout from the Cougars. 28.7 seconds remaining in this game. CUC up by 3, but the shot clock is turned off. 28.7 seconds remaining here. So realistically, the Cougars have the opportunity to pull away from this. You anticipate that the Eagles, they're going to foul. They're going to look to pick up a steal as quickly as they can. They're doing everything they can to not make this the last possession. If you're the Cougars, you're doing everything you can to hold that ball, to score as fast, and really put this away.
Just comes down to making your free throws. Just got to make your free throws here. Well, before you can even get to the line, got to play turnover-free ball and then get to the line and then make your free throws. Big inbound here. Big inbound pass. Looks like Riker Johnson is the man to make the ever-important inbound pass.
Johnson inbounding the ball. Gets it into the hands of Lowry. Shaving some time off the clock. They're finally going to foul Williams. Unfortunate shaving of time there. A couple seconds off. Cougars move to the sideline inbound here. Johnson still inbounding. Steffensmeyer defending him. The release option goes to Williams, and the foul from Bowser. Plenty of fouls to go before free throws are given. And if this is the game plan from the Eagles, the fouls need to come much quicker. Shave some of this time off. Lowry once again fouled here by Hardiman. 23.1 seconds remaining. 5 seconds shaved off in these little fouls here. Another second shaved off. And that's finally going to send Lowry to the line.
You know, I'm not a big fan of that if I'm the Eagles. You got 22 seconds left. You got time. I think you need to go for the steal. You had plenty of fouls to give, but in that situation, you really just gotta force the CUC, see if you can get a turnover. And I know it shaves a couple seconds off the clock, but I don't know if I love the immediate foul there. Maybe double team them, press them, and get all up in their grill, but
with such little time to go, putting the pressure on the 1-on-1 situation is what's needed, and Lowry making the Cougars pay by putting that free throw in, makes this a 4-point game. Another quick substitution here. Eagles taking out their big man Logan Steffensmeyer, putting in Caleb Walter. Lowry, second free throw up and no good. Clock is running, 4-point deficit for the Eagles. The kick out, rejected by Williams, and they're gonna get a foul on Trent Tusana. And with 13.5 seconds on the clock, that's not the foul that you want to make. The Cougars take a timeout, and you know, Sam, you were talking about it, that you're not sure if that's the right call to make those fouls and put the Cougars at the line that early with that much time on the clock. They do it anyway. They're able to put one free throw up, make this a 4-point game, but then they're in a situation where they have the ball, they turn the ball over. There is a foul that now is putting the Cougars right back at the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, I see the vision, putting Lowry on the line and making him make a free throw, which he did. Let's see if they do anything different, but I'm assuming they'll just go for the foul right away and just hope for a missed free throw, and that's their best bet.
13.5 seconds remaining. CUC up by 4. They have the potential to go up by 6 with some free throws here from Lowry. Tallis Lowry tonight, he's 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. Taking a look at his season stats coming into tonight, he led the Cougars shooting just over 81% from the charity stripe. So unfortunately, if you're the Eagles, Lowry is not the guy that you want at the charity stripe, leading CUC in free throw percentage. Already put a couple on the board that have secured this in a big manner, and Lowry looking to do it again. First free throw is up and good from Tallis Lowry. Extends this lead to 5. Cougars have flushed out, looking to stay strong on the defensive end after Lowry's second free throw in and out. Tusana, 10 seconds to go. Eagles poke that one away. Johnson able to get it, and the Eagles looking to foul. 3.6 seconds on the clock. Riker Johnson with a big-time steal for CUC, getting his hand in the passing lane, breaking that one up, and forcing the Eagles to make a decision in the final seconds of the game, and that's going to put Darian Williams at the line now.
And of course it's it's D. Williams. It's been D. Williams' game all day. He's going for 17th point and 18th right here.
Williams' second free throw is up and good. And with 3.6 seconds to go, the Eagles look to take a deep 3. No good from Stroke, and CUC picking up their first conference win right here on their home court. Heading into the rest of conference play, I should say, with a 1-0 record is exactly what you want if you're the Cougs. They've had the majority of this game in their hands. They had the lead the entire time of this game, but the Eagles, they did not make this a sure thing up until these final moments. The Eagles having runs and bursts of their own that really just kept them alive, even going down double digits. Edgewood never gave up, and at no point tonight did this ever feel like it was a guaranteed game one way or another.
Yeah, and Edgewood, they got off to that really slow start, but they pulled it back to within 1, but just couldn't get the job done. Cougars get the win with some clutch free throws from Tallis Lowry, and I don't know about you, Caleb, but my MVP of the game is for sure Darian Williams. 18 points today, 7 of 12 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, hit a couple really nice shots, really found his spot at the elbow and some nice floaters and some nice mid-range shots. Terrific game from Williams.
Absolutely, Williams just a true spark for CUC, but, you know, the Cougars could not have gotten this done at all tonight without the combined efforts across the board. I mean, you had some clutch free throws from Lowry. You had some great steals and momentum changers from Willard. Riker Johnson picking up arguably the biggest steal of the game in those final seconds that just really stole any last hope from Edgewood. Tommy Zimmer, we talked about him pregame, making his first start in the maroon and gold and just coming in as a spark player, and so many other Cougars tonight combined to make this game a successful one. And on the flip side, taking a look at the Eagles, this was not an easy game for them. Coming into today, they were still looking for their first win of the season, but on top of that, they were missing their star player. They were missing their leading scorer, and you come into this game already at a disadvantage, and being able to fight and battle until the very end is exactly what they needed to do to show that they can compete for the rest of the season if they've got their players and they've got everybody at full health, full strength. And so really, you have to hand it to this Edgewood Eagles team for really being able to put it together when it needed to be put together. And, you know, Will Gretzinger, we've got to talk about it. Some big-time threes really just changed that momentum. He was the leading scorer today for Edgewood. 10 points, had 3 rebounds. And overall, this was just a very, very impressive outing for both teams. But CUC securing their first win in conference play. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that made today's production possible. Operating cameras for us today was Tremaine Dockery and Luciana Moran Cruz, our table crew. Operating the game clock today for us was Rosemary Brenner. Shot clock and replay for us today was the graduate assistant for athletic communications, Sydney Lloyd. Doing book for us was Terry McLeod. And on in-game PA is the Hall of Famer, Jim Egan. Our stats crew today consisted of Dave Daimling, Jack Linko, and the Assistant Director of Athletic Communications, Corey Welch. Our production team today consisted of Courtney Schneider and Elliot Higgins. Thank you to both of them for making today's production as beautiful as it was. Our sideline reporter today, Eric Perry, doing all his best on the sideline. And Sam Smith, thank you for joining me today on the broadcast. My name is Kayla McLeod. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a post-game interview coming up right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Coach Rashawn Searles. Coach, first and foremost, congratulations on your first conference win of the season, starting the conference playoff 1-0. It's a big-time feat. How do you feel?
First off, thank you. I feel good. You know, a win's a win. Got a scratch claw as long as you get it done. So, you know, I feel good. I feel good. I'm proud of these guys.
Absolutely. And something that we talked about on the broadcast was coming off of your guys' last game, you guys were up in Michigan, and it was a really hard-fought game for you guys. It was a little bit uncharacteristic, struggling to find some momentum, struggling to find the right moving pieces, and then needing to come into today, some of those pieces, they needed to start clicking.
Yep.
What did you guys do between then and now to make those pieces start clicking together?
Just reminding these guys what they're capable of. You know, we got a lot of talent, but they have to trust in their own abilities and, you know, just have confidence, go out there, be aggressive, have fun with it. You know, I thought they were a lot better with that today.
Absolutely, and we've got to talk about it. D. Williams, double-digit points, really was that guy today for you guys. He went down at one point, a little bit of a scary thing to see someone as important on the floor as he is go down, but the rest of the team then picked it up. They rallied while he wasn't able to be on the floor. He was able to come back and, you know, pick up a big-time steal in the final moments, put some clutch free throws away. What's it like to have a guy like him on your team?
Man, it's good, man. I've watched D, you know, go through all of the processes of becoming a bench rotation guy to a starter to D guy. You know, I'm proud of his development and his ability to take on that leadership role, man. He's growing into exactly what we need for this team, and I'm just happy for him.
Absolutely, and another interesting stat line from tonight, every single player, except for one, was able to score tonight, but the player that wasn't able to score was able to pick up other things on the stat line. What's it like to have a team that you know, guy number one all the way to the bottom of the roster, can produce when you need it?
That's what it's going to take. You know, right now we're still figuring out who's going to do what and who's going to take what role. So in the meantime, man, we got to win by committee, and it's going to take all of us.
Absolutely. Well, CUC men's basketball starting out conference play 1-0 after a big-time win over Edgewood University today. They're going to hit the road for conference game number 2 this Saturday, heading over to Rockford, Illinois to take on the Rockford Regents. Coach, best of luck in that game. Let's see if we can start the season off 2-0 in conference play. I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you for watching all night. Roll Cougs.
Roll Cougs.
University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.